back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, click on the red subscribe box down below and the little bell icon next to it so you're alerted whenever new videos go live. I've been getting a lot of requests for a day in the life type video, so thank you so much to Microsoft Outlook for sponsoring today's video. A day in my life can look totally different on different days. Some days I have a lot of stuff to shoot and other days I have nothing new to shoot. Some days I'm plowing through with work and other days I'm more focused on my personal life. Since I work for myself and I run my own media company, I do have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to planning my schedule. And this is very important for me since I have just as many personal goals as I do business goals. So I find that I'm always working towards having that healthy work-life balance. These days, like many of you, I've been adjusting to my new normal. I'm currently working from home outside of New York City with family, so in this video, I'm going to give you a closer look into an average day working from home, and I'm going to share how I'm always finding ways to balance my personal life in there so that it's not all work and no play. So let's start in the morning. I've been waking up around 8 or 8:30 a.m. and the first thing I do is remind myself not to look at my phone, but instead to dive right into my morning routine. In the interest of not being super repetitive here on YouTube, you can check out my full morning routine video up here. But just to give you a general sense of it, there's some reading, meditation, affirmations, journaling, stuff like that. I like taking my mornings nice and slow. Morning time is my absolute favorite part of the day, so I try not to rush through it. After I'm dressed for the day, I'll head downstairs for coffee and breakfast, and this is where I typically start planning out the rest of my day.
I've got 4 new emails for you right now, including a change to your day and one other update. This'll take a few minutes.
To get some time back in my day, I start listening to my emails while I make breakfast.
A few minutes ago, Laura Shapiro sent an email about new ideas, just to you. Here's the message. I came up with a list of ways that we can streamline this for the future. Let me know if you want to connect later today to discuss. Laura.
Hey Cortana, save this email.
I'll archive that one. Just now, Michael sent an invitation to review Project Tracker. Just so you know, you also have call with agent at the same time. Would you like to accept this?
I love taking time outside in the mornings, and to be completely honest with you, I definitely don't do this every single morning, although it is a personal goal of mine too, which is why I'm putting it in this video. Sometimes if it's cold outside or if it's rainy, I don't feel that excited about going outside, but I know that even just a few moments of fresh air in the morning will make me feel really great and refreshed. So I've really been trying my best and pushing myself to get outdoors as often as possible first thing in the morning. It helps me set my focus and intentions for the day when I can unplug for just a moment and enjoy my morning. The next part of my morning is where I'll start organizing my tasks for the day. I have a physical planner that I use to write down my general to-dos for the day, but this is really just a brain dump of anything that pops into my head either overnight or in the mornings as I'm getting ready. The items are not listed in any particular order, they're not scheduled for a specific time slot yet. It's really just a comprehensive list of everything I need to do that day jotted down on paper. Something else that's a major part of every day for me is keeping note of the habits that I'm tracking. If you've followed me for a few years now, you've probably seen some of my bullet journaling videos and you've maybe seen some of the useful habit trackers that I've built in the past. You can check out some of those videos either on my channel or Refinery 29's, but in this video, I'm showing you how I make sure to incorporate these habits into my day by actually scheduling them into my calendar and showing you the reminders that I use to make sure that I'm staying on track. Some weeks in my planner wind up looking a lot neater or more colorful than other weeks, but I try not to get so nitpicky about it because the main function is for it to help me get organized, not for it to look beautiful. After I've successfully dumped out my task list and anything that was on my mind from the night before and I've got it down on paper, I'll try to get in a morning stretching session. If I have a ton of work to do in a given day, I'll probably skip this step, but I do try to keep it in if I can, just because, as you might know from a previous video of mine, it's been a major 2020 goal of mine to do a split, and I'm getting so close because I've been practicing a lot. Next, I open my calendar for the day, and I first start by looking at what's already been added to my schedule, either from the day before or the week before. And the first thing I do is add in the personal and non-work related appointments, activities, and reminders that I want to do that day. So I have a business email address and a personal email address, but I can view both inboxes together within one app, and I can also view my calendars for these two accounts together in the app. So really there are three categories of activities here. There are the business-related activities, my personal life activities like scheduling doctor's appointments or paying bills, and then there are the personal habits that I want to create like staying hydrated, stretching, going for walks, and more. I try to add in all of my personal life activities and those personal habits onto my calendar first before I go through and add in my work projects. And this is a major way that I maintain that work-life balance. I understand that not everyone has the ability to do this, especially if you work for a boss or a company that's making your schedule for you. But if you do have any flexibility, I would recommend scheduling in personal tasks just like work tasks to make sure you're also achieving your personal life goals. So after all of these personal items are written in, then I'll go in and add in my work priorities. As a video producer and the owner of my own media company, my days are always different. So some days I could be shooting a new video, I could be editing content that I've already shot, and editing takes up hours of my days. I could be taking a call with a future client, working on scripting out or coming up with new ideas for future videos. I could be replying to my community by answering some Instagram DMs, YouTube comments, or emails. And then there's a whole load of editorial things I could be doing, like building my new website or working with a graphic designer to create some new branding elements. So in other words, there's no clear-cut answer of what someone like me might be doing on a given workday, but somehow I find that I am never finished with my work, and that's okay. I'll have lunch around midday, and the timing of my lunch break is always different based on whatever else is going on that day, but recently, since I've been living in a house with family, I try to have lunch at the same time as some other people so that we can be social and talk to one another. Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Michael and I have been working really hard to prioritize time spent together as husband and wife. Oops. As a business school student, he had a lot of free time, and now that he's graduated, he has a little bit of time off before he starts his full-time job. So thankfully, we've been able to do a lot of fun activities together. We're currently taking an online course together all about the science of happiness and well-being. We do workouts together all the time, and we've also been obsessed with doing crossword puzzles together. Lunchtime. Tell us what you got, Mike.
We've got some quinoa, some chicken, very spicy chicken, I might add. Vegetable medley, which I'm very excited about. Some seeds on top, and that's pretty much it.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited. Cheers.
Cheers. After lunch, I get right back to work once again, doing any number of things that might be happening in a typical day. On this day, I happen to be focusing on a lot of work with my graphic designer. So I've been working on building an entire new website, but before doing that, I wanted to create some new Lucie Fink branding elements and graphics. And actually, if you look at my new YouTube banner and my Instagram stories highlights, you'll see some of my new branding elements are there already. And also, if you're part of the Fink Fam mailing list, you've likely been seeing the branding elements there too. But I'm working with my graphic designer to finalize all of these new branding elements and to organize them onto a brand new website. I try to remember to get some fresh air whenever I can, and I definitely like to take advantage of this when it's a nice day outside. While there are times in my life when I like to focus solely on the personal side of things, I do love that I have the option to check in on work-related projects at any moment on my phone. It's not always necessary to do this, but it helps to keep projects running, which is very important when you're running your own business. One thing that's been on my mind a lot lately when it comes to work projects is making sure that I don't set these unrealistic, arbitrary deadlines for myself. Unless I'm working on a specific project that has a tight turnaround for an external client, when it comes to my own personal projects, things like building my website or creating something editorially for my brand, there really don't have to be deadlines. My work is about creating inspiring and uplifting entertainment content, and I am not a heart surgeon, and I know that. So I try to remember that and not stress myself out unnecessarily. After I've gotten through my work priorities, it's time to check in with my twin sister, Allie.
We had to spray it on the plants because there's animals eating the plants.
Someone's eating my hostas.
What? I've thankfully been able to see my family a bit, but when I'm not with them in person, it's really important for me to stay connected to them and to have one-on-one time with them, even from a distance. So my sister and I have been setting aside time every single week for video calls when we're not together.
My dad's been going to the track every day.
Good.
And mom's been doing her weights with us.
And at the end of the day, I'll just wrap up any projects that need completing before I close my computer for the night, which typically happens around 6 or 6:30 p.m. These days, my days have been ending with a family dinner, a shower, and then washing up for nighttime before watching a TV show or a movie. Michael and I have been watching a lot of Arrested Development on Netflix, and we recently finished the documentary Cheer. And we try to go to bed by 11 or 11:30ish. So once again, every day for me is completely unique and very different, but even on days when I don't have too much going on work-wise, I can make sure to achieve personal goals and to get things accomplished for myself. It really is a major win for me when I can fit stretching, a call with my sister, and some relaxation time with Michael into a typical work day. And that's only because I schedule those activities in and I prioritize them just like anything else. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know if any aspects of my day resemble yours or if your job looks just completely different from mine. And don't forget to click on the link in my description box to download Outlook Mobile, which helps me achieve a balance between my work and personal life. Thanks for coming back to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.